Right now at noon, flooding in the 4 states, how yesterday's storms are impacting today's roads.
And we still have some showers out there and even a couple of storms, cloudy skies, and other flooding concerns. We'll go over all that with you coming up.
Plus, a change in police staffing raises concerns in Girard, Kansas.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Noe. Yesterday's storms brought heavy rain and flooding, and it's still impacting roads today. Multiple areas of Newton County, Missouri are experiencing high water. Here's a look at Seneca this morning, where the city received 3.23 inches. Lost Creek is overflowing and spilling onto roadways near the city's main street. And take a look at this footage of a car being pulled from floodwaters on Highway CC in Racine this morning. Water from a nearby creek had overflowed onto the road, making the highway temporarily impassable. Racine saw 3.5 inches of rainfall. You can visit our Facebook page for a link to check your area's rainfall amount as well. Now over in the Reddings Mill area, low-lying areas also flooded. Now it's important to have alternate routes if traveling through flood-prone areas. Drivers are encouraged to use an alternate route. And a reminder from the National Weather Service, turn around, don't drown. Well, before the storms moved through our area, they brought some heavy rains to the west of us. Flash flooding in the Wichita area stranded some drivers and roads. Emergency responders had to perform a number of water rescues, some requiring boats. And some people voluntarily evacuated their homes in the face of rapidly rising water. Well, federal assistance may soon be on its way to southwest Missouri following last night's severe storm damage. Yesterday, Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe announced that FEMA will participate in preliminary damage assessments and response costs in 5 Missouri counties. Those counties include Dade, Douglas, Ozark, Vernon, and Webster counties. And those storms brought damaging straight-line winds, excessive rain, large hail, and flooding damage from May 23rd through May 26th. Additional counties may be added as damage information is received from local officials. Let's head over now to Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we still have a number of flooding concerns out there. Some flood watches still in the parts of southwestern Missouri. Those have been trimmed back in accordance with the rain we're seeing now. And these will continue to run through at least this evening on those flood watches. But of greater concern, we have a number of flood warnings. So back into southeastern Kansas, where you see these county-wide flood warnings, these all run until 8 o'clock Thursday morning, so tomorrow morning, but the one up around Garnett, that runs until 2 o'clock for Anderson County, and these are going to be for a number of flooding concerns with low-lying roadways and other passageways up in those counties. Then the ones that you see taking shapes, those are the river flood warnings that we have. We've got a number of those for the Neosho River stretching through southeast Kansas into northeastern Oklahoma, and that does include down toward Miami, where there are some flooding concerns as the water there is expected to rise up to about 19.5 feet, which could result in some flooding concerns within the city of Miami. Then we have additional flood warnings that continue for parts of Vernon County as well for the Osage River, and then back toward Nevada for the Marmaton River. So a number of flood warnings, and we've got those flood watches, and the flood watches continue because this continues. These are those showers and storms we talked about this morning that we're going to continue and mainly be right along and south of the I-44 corridor, and that's exactly where they are. Cloudy out there now, temperatures remaining cool, 64 in Joplin, north breeze at 9. On the Pittsburgh side of things, obviously still quite cloudy, also 64, northeast breeze at about 9 miles an hour. We've still got some warmer temperatures, Bella Vista at 71. The rest of us really just kind of hanging out in the mid to upper 60s. We're going to float around there, eventually make the low 70s at some point for some of us with those mostly cloudy skies. We'll fall back right around the mid 60s as we head into the late evening and overnight hours. We have additional thunderstorm chances, some of which could be strong to severe over the next few days. Details in the full forecast in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, the mayor of Carl Junction has been suspended following an ethics complaint. The video you're seeing is from a May 20th city council meeting. Now in May, city council member James Shanks filed a report accusing Mayor Mike Moss of repeatedly referring to female city employees as, quote, Steve's harem, a reference to city administrator Steve Lawver. Moss took office in April, and at last night's city council meeting, Shanks introduced a motion to suspend him. The council voted 6-2 in favor of the suspension. Moss left the meeting immediately after the vote. Outside counsel will now be brought in to review the ethics complaint. You can read more about the allegations and what Moss had to say at last night's meeting on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Some residents in Girard have concerns about the current state of the town's police department. The department has seen several officers step down in recent months. In May, former police chief Sierra Roberts resigned. Now, she has since taken a position at the Crawford County Sheriff's Office. It's drawn questions about what staffing the city currently has, and Girard residents say they've noticed the sheriff's department having to respond to more calls in the area in the past couple of months. Some residents say they've also noticed an uptick in local crime.
We've been here in business, it'll be 38 years in November. We've never ever had any break-ins, never had any trouble at all. But since there's no police, it seems like it's just really gone downhill for the town.
The mayor of Girard confirmed with KOAM News that the city has appointed a new chief of police. Jesse Snyder began the role in mid-May. Now, they currently have one patrolman active and another ready to start academy. The mayor says the city has an agreement with the county sheriff's office for nighttime coverage as well. And authorities yesterday formally charged the man who was shot in an exchange of gunfire with Miami, Oklahoma police on Saturday. Charges against 25-year-old Michael Cook III are discharging a firearm into a dwelling, 2 counts of shooting with intent to kill, and feloniously pointing a firearm. Now, police say Cook fired into the Mia Bella Italian restaurant from outside, trying to force his way in. They say when they confronted him, he opened fire and ran. Gunfire broke out again in the area of a nearby Arby's. Cook was shot, taken into custody, and flown to a Tulsa hospital in critical condition. That's where he remains. Authorities turned to the public for information regarding a burglary in Fort Scott, Kansas. Last week, officers responded to the First Baptist Church for a burglary report. Surveillance video shows a pair of unknown individuals inside the church. The individuals caused damage and rummaged through multiple areas of the building. The two have also been seen on nearby surveillance footage on foot and bicycles. The Fort Scott Police Department is asking for assistance in identifying the two individuals. In Crawford County, law enforcement recovered items reportedly stolen from Jake's Fireworks. The sheriff's office says the burglary was reported Monday and that someone cut the fence and stole fireworks, tools, and other items. After identifying suspects and getting search warrants for 3 homes in Pittsburgh and Frontenac, law officers found the stolen goods and made an arrest. Well, coming up, Joplin students get a lesson from canine friends at the Joplin Police Department Kids Academy. And later, we're making a Chinese cabbage and chicken salad in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Incoming 6th graders in Joplin got to visit some special guests with wagging tails at the public training facility in Joplin. The program is called the JPD Kids Academy, and students had the chance to learn about the vital role canines play in law enforcement and got a closer look at what it means to serve and protect. It's all part of an effort to inspire young minds to start thinking of what they want to be when they grow up.
I think it's neat to show kids kind of what it's like in law enforcement, and then also show some parallels as long as the stuff they're learning in school, like writing sentences, spelling, physical activity, other things like that, interpersonal skills, showing that all these things that they're learning right now in school can apply to jobs later on in life.
We want them to know that Joplin has so much to offer. We want them to know that they have resources here, they have educational opportunities, and they have career pathways here.
Now, students said they enjoyed having a handcuffing relay race, and help for the Boy Scouts came in the form of a tasty fundraiser yesterday in Joplin. The First Presbyterian Church on Pearl Street cooked up the fundraiser to benefit Boy Scout Troop 10. Now, for $10, visitors could grab a hamburger, hot dog, baked beans, and some chips.
Meet at the church every other Monday meeting during the summer, and then every Monday night throughout the rest of the school year. And they wanted to put on a fundraiser for us, so we came here to volunteer and serve food and cook burgers and hot dogs.
The money will go to help pay for the cost of camping gear for the Scouts. And still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Today, I'm going to introduce you to a fill you up salad that may become your new summertime favorite. Yup, it's that good.
And we're tracking additional thunderstorm chances as we head through the next few days. We'll have a look at that forecast for you when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So we've still got those cloudy skies out there for some of us. Others experiencing some clearing. Others still experiencing some showers and thunderstorms. Quick look downtown Pittsburgh. Again, it is still quite cloudy out there, but at least it is dry. And many of us getting an opportunity to dry out. But again, we still have these showers and storms, again, primarily along and south of I-44. And you can see a couple of old lightning strikes in there as well. So occasionally those rumbles of thunder. Nothing severe expected with any of this activity, which is great news, but it's all part of that frontal boundary. That's why we still have some warmer temperatures down south, because that front hasn't moved all the way through. It's actually retreated a bit. So now again, off to the west, you are getting some clearing. As we mentioned this morning, was a possibility, right? Yates Center, Fredonia, Chanute. So you may be a little warmer than the rest of us. Everybody else, though, should at least make the low 70s, because we will eventually get a little bit of sunlight in here. That may not be much, but it'll be some. And as we head into the overnight hours, those clouds will come back again. We'll start our Thursday mostly cloudy. Still expected for the day Thursday, an isolated shower, perhaps even a rumble of thunder or two throughout the daytime hours. And we have another pause by Thursday afternoon before we see additional thunderstorms. And this is what we're watching again as we go into Thursday night into Friday morning. And it's going to be best chances after midnight rolling into Friday, where we could get some strong, potentially severe thunderstorms with this activity. So some changes you can see under these rain layers here, some changes with some thunderstorm complex maybe getting into parts of extreme southwest Missouri. The other ones, the changes have bumped this back a little further north, but again, that's why we do have the chance for a strong or low-grade severe storm outside of the highlighted area, which we'll show you in a moment. And we'll have a few lingering showers and storms to start our Friday, and we could get a few more by, say, mid-afternoon, early evening, and some of those could potentially be strong to low-grade severe as well. So it's something we certainly want to keep an eye on. So over the next few days, again, just isolated storms out there for us today. Here's that isolated to scattered, so a level 2 out of 5 risk for, again, this is going to be early Friday morning with those thunderstorms we just showed you. And then we have it in the southern half of our area as we roll into Friday. But again, for Friday, this is going to be into the afternoon and early evening hours for those thunderstorm chances there. So again, today, many of us should, again, at least make the low 70s. We'll have that north breeze around 5 to 10, considerably cooler than where we have been. Temperatures don't fall back too much tonight, thanks to the cloud cover. We've talked about that more than once. Keeps that warmer air in, so down to the mid-60s. We'll have calm winds, so you do want to watch out for the possibilities of some patchy fog tomorrow morning. Into the afternoon, warmer on our Thursday, low 70s, upper 70s, maybe even a couple of low 80s out there. The northeast wind about 5 to 10, and those thunderstorm chances increasing late. So we showed you a couple of different thought processes from the computers on what's going to take place leading into Friday. You can see the long range showing a completely different picture. But remember, though, it's showing in this area is where showers and thunderstorms can be. It's not saying this whole area will be covered in showers and storms, but it kind of paints a slightly different picture for us as we head into Friday afternoon, which is why we have that severe threat in the southern half of our area for Friday afternoon, late night, possibly into early Saturday morning. And then we should be doing all right Saturday. Again, this future track here showing maybe some rain on our Saturday, not looking too likely, but we still want to keep an eye on that. And then we'll have additional showers by Sunday. So here's what we've got. Again, upper 70s, low 80s tomorrow. Low 80s kick in Friday, and those 80-degree readings at this point don't want to let go after that. Again, 80, 81 is our average high, so it's pretty normal. But next week, oh yeah, now it starts to heat up a bit. You're going to be wanting those 70s as we start climbing close to 90, maybe a couple of days next week. But still a lot of thunderstorm chances we want to keep an eye on. Of course, severe weather aside, flooding is still going to be a big concern from now through the weekend. So monitor trends if you've got weekend plans.
Absolutely. All right, Chris, thanks. And stick around. We're making Chinese cabbage and chicken salad in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Well, today's Mr. Food recipe is both light and refreshing and a great addition to your lunch rotation. Howard's sharing the perfect summertime salad. He's making Chinese cabbage and chicken salad in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
This time of year, we get lots of requests for recipes that are lighter, fresher, and ones where you don't have to heat up the kitchen. So rather than suggesting just any old salad, we came up with an Asian-inspired chicken salad that is incredible. We start by sauteing a few chicken breasts that we've cut up in a little sesame oil just until they're cooked through. Now we take those out of the pan and add a bit more oil along with some sesame seeds and minced garlic. Once they're golden, we add some soy sauce, vinegar, sugar, and a little vegetable oil. And we'll let that simmer. That'll be our dressing. While this is doing its thing, we add some snow peas and carrots, our cut up chicken, and the dressing to our Chinese cabbage. And all that's left to do is toss everything together, and what we end up with is an incredible main dish salad that comes together in minutes. So if you're looking for a change of pace dinner idea, go online and get the recipe for our Chinese cabbage and chicken salad. One forkful is all it'll take and you'll fall in love with it. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a fresh and tasty way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Now, as always, you can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. All you have to do is head on over to our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Now, let's take a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, so again, a few scattered shower storms south of I-44. Those should wrap up by about 6, 7 this evening. We'll see isolated showers tomorrow. Then we have that strong to low-grade severe thunderstorm threat really after midnight going into early Friday, and then again by Friday late afternoon into the early evening. Temperatures heating up next week, really feeling like summer, pushing near 90 by next Wednesday.
Wow, yeah, that's hot.
Certainly is. Chris, thank you. Dal, what do you have for us later on?
Well, at 5 o'clock, for starters, new research shows our visual system can reveal the capabilities of our mind. We're going to take a look at how visual illusions can benefit the brain. Plus, floodwaters are once again impacting the 4 states this year as flooding concerns in Miami, Oklahoma increase amid the city's ongoing battle with the GRDA. And one of Joplin's first Mexican restaurants is celebrating its 60th anniversary. We're going to visit Casa Montez and learn more about its history. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up on KOAM News at 5.
All right, Dal, thanks. And that's the news for now. Have a great rest of your day.